Okay, we going. I tried to ask Archangel Michael to take my density today. And he was like, you got some feelings to feel. Can't do it. And I was like, why? I don't want to feel the feelings. And then I felt some of the feelings, and I was like, these feelings aren't that bad.
Yeah.
Actually. They were scarier in my head.
Yeah. That's always tough. Feeling the feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 It's not always tough. It is when I shove them down. It's so much better if I just let myself feel them in the moment.
Yes.
That is always the best of the options.
Yes.
Because then it just happens naturally and organically, and I don't have to think about it because it's just has happened.
Yes.
It's not this thing that I have to then go back to to try and figure out.
Right. It's better to just lean in the moment if it's possible. Sometimes it's not.
Correct.
And that makes it difficult.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Especially if you're trying to, like, be there for another person.
Mm-hmm.
That I feel like is when it's most difficult for me. And then I have the internal debate of, like, well, isn't it better to, like, show your feelings and model being with them?
Mm-hmm.
And being there for the person?
I have that debate often, especially with parenting.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But often I feel like I have to go the route of waiting to lean in and feel my feelings so that I can try to be there or like hold space for the kids while they are navigating their feelings.
Well, a good lesson for me to be thinking about right now, as Carrie and I are attempting officially to have children, that...
Are you putting this out on the podcast right now?
I don't know, why not?
'Cause we're living life together.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how I feel after we wrap this episode. Whether or not I edit it out. Because I also put it out on Lit, and there are so many listeners who are in Lit already anyway, so it is neither here nor there. And I don't think my mother-in-law listens to the podcast.
Oh, your mother-in-law doesn't know?
I was told by my husband that it didn't need to be an announcement, and she could find out when we were pregnant, and I was like, okay.
Wow.
Your mom, your choice, bro.
Yeah.
So also, I guess, Cheryl, if you're listening, hi, we're trying to have kids now. Secret cat's out the bag. I don't think
Cheryl listens.
I don't think she does either. I don't think Cheryl wants to know. I could be so wrong.
That's so true. But
I could be wrong.
Yeah. Sometimes that's the thing. Like, don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to.
Well, and my brothers-in-law were, like, low-key scandalized because my sister-in-law read my book. Homecoming, the DIY self-love book.
Yeah, fantastic.
Available on braveheartopenmind.com. She read it, and so she told Carrie's brother, her husband, like, she does definitely mention, like, masturbation. And I guess Chris told Chad. And Chad was out to dinner with Carrie and was like, what?
Oh, scandalous!
Yeah. So they were... And so Carrie told me that. He's like, just so that you know. And I was like, I'll be real honest with you, man. Your brothers are not my target audience for that book.
Also, did they assume that you didn't? Like, what kind...
Well, it's one thing to do it. It's another thing to talk about it publicly and in a book that you're asking people to benefit from somehow.
Okay. I don't. Yeah. All right. I mean, okay.
Some people don't feel comfy talking about that kind of stuff, and that's okay.
That's just.
They can do them.
That's true.
I'll do me.
Yeah.
I'll do me.
Yeah, you will. Taking
Right?
yourself
Like, it gets to be okay.
spiritual self-loving Pound Town.
Did it twice yesterday.
Whoop, whoop.
Was that yesterday? That was yesterday. Yeah, that was yesterday.
Me too.
The days be long.
Me too. Me too.
Great. I love that for you.
Me too. Me too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Way to be in touch with yourself.
Cheers.
Is it because we had a self-love chat?
Yeah, probably. Probably.
I love that
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Good. Great.
Mm-hmm.
I have more self-love tactics should you desire them.
I mean, I'm here for it.
Oh, okay, great. Not like right this second,
Yeah.
obviously, because we're attempting to do a podcast this day.
Yeah. On a different topic.
Yeah. Not.
We can talk about those maybe a different day.
Yeah, well, anything more of any type of explicit nature will be behind a paywall.
Yes, we've talked about that.
Sorry, loves. We've got good feedback
Yes,
on that, too.
we
Like,
have.
people in person have been like, yes, do it. So, oh, well,
Yeah,
let's do it.
let's do it.
We'll have to figure out the logistics of that.
Yeah.
Today we did desire to talk about self-trust
Yes.
because self-trust is a biggie. I told a client last night because they were saying that they had self-love down, but they needed help with self-trust.
Yes.
Because we did a hypnosis and energy alignment for self-trust session last night here at Your Soul Welcome. Available later on the Interplay portal.
Yay.
Probably already by the time that this is posted, because I got it upload. Oh no, I think I already uploaded it. I was popping this morning when I was waiting for the coffee to percolate.
I love that.
So anyway, I was telling this client who said that they were pretty good on self-love, but needed help in self-trust. I was like, fun fact about self-trust. It's just self-love in a different jacket.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like self-love dressed in a Freddie Mercury jacket. Like, that's all self-trust is, really. It's another layer of self-love.
That feels fun. That feels
doesn't
fun.
it?
Yeah, it does.
It makes it a little bit more available if you've already been working on your self-love.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it a little bit easier to climb that mountain because you realize you do actually have all of the equipment.
Oh. Good.
Yeah.
Was it similar to the conversation we had out by the pond with the geese?
Last night?
Yeah, was your hypnosis similar to that conversation?
No, in that I really invited the people in the session to kind of find their own path through the... Metaphorically speaking, I turned on a whole bunch of lights and they could find their own path.
Okay, great.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, I did a lot of facilitating on, here, you could maybe take this path, or you could maybe take this path. However it arrives for you or feels for you is perfect.
Okay, great.
It does, of course, mash my favorite things together, which is hypnosis, energy work, and the Peace Talks method. Like, that's going to be present in all of those sessions. Because that just is what fucking works.
Yes.
And to me, self-trust is such an important topic because if you aren't building that relationship with yourself from a trusting standpoint, you're undermining some of the benefits that you're trying to gain by doing other types of self-work.
Yes.
If that layer of self-trust isn't already there. If it is, then you probably don't need to listen to this episode, probably. you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, unless you would love to listen and then add your hot takes in the comments for other people watching and listening, because that would be great.
Well, and I feel like there are also moments, for me anyway, that I feel like I have full confidence in myself and trust in myself.
Mm-hmm.
in different facets of my life. And then I will find myself in a situation where I feel all of a sudden overwhelmingly unsure, or just
almost like the terrain you thought was there is suddenly a swamp
now.
And you're like, what the fuck? Now I'm ankle deep, and it just was solid ground 5 seconds ago.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just will catch me off guard. And I just won't feel like, I will just feel like I don't have an adequate set of skills or tools, or even just like belief in myself to navigate through a situation, because of uncertainty or fear or something. And, you know, remembering that, like, I can figure it out, or I've got my own back, or things like that are really hard. Like, things like that can be really hard in those moments.
I think those reminders that you just mentioned are really important. And in fact, when I was going to garage sales this weekend with my husband, I bought a couple new whiteboards. Well, not new, but like new to me whiteboards. Because I wanted to create a list of phrases that help me to feel peaceful in times where I am tempted to not trust myself. Or am feeling, quite honestly, a little bit how I am today. Just a little, some tense energy, like my peace is harder to find. Even though she's just right there, right? Like, I know it's just one decision away. And sometimes the reminder of those phrases, like, the universe has my back. I have my back. Sometimes when I'm not feeling the most self-trusting for myself, my husband has told me that I can trust him. He's like, even if you don't trust you can trust me. And I was like, oh shit, you're right. Bro, like, I do absolutely trust you. Like, without hesitation, without reservation. And on those particular days where I just feel like my new address is Spiral City, USA, like, that reminder that I can trust Carrie helps me, because then he is the one saying other things such as, of course you can do it. Like, you already know what you want. All you have to do is decide. I did get mad at him the other day when he told me that all I had to do was decide. And I was like, don't invalidate my feelings. He's like, I'm literally not invalidating your feelings. And I am telling you, all you have to do is decide. And so then he got mad at me that I got mad at him. And I was like, you know what? Actually, that's fair, because I asked you to help me all the time. And all you were doing was helping me. So, first of all, thank you. Second of all, I'm sorry. Third of all, thank you again.
That's so sweet. I love that you were able to find that.
Yep. I could see it when it was happening. The more you keep a little eyeball on your thoughts, you can... It's such a weird kind of semi-fucky feeling. When you can see yourself doing the thing, but but actually it's this way. But you're still doing the thing.
And you're like, oh man, I have to course correct.
And then you're like low-key mad about it.
Ah, Schnickel Fritz.
Yeah, those are not the words I use.
Valid.
And then there's F-Bomb City, USA.
I get that.
Fuck.
I
say fuck like you now.
Fuck.
Every time I say it, I'm like, sup, Ashley, in my head.
I love that. That's cute.
Yep. So anyway, self-trust. She's
a doozy. What
Well, I was going to say something else, but I only say what I mean and what I desire. So she is an available decision.
Yeah.
All you have to do is help yourself make that decision.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Should we introduce the podcast?
Oh, fuck, yeah. Hi, beautiful humans! If you don't already know, I'm Kayla.
And I'm Ashley. Welcome to Your Soul Welcome.
A podcast of healing out loud for humans exploring their deepest hearts. Except I said exploring, not spelunking. A podcast of healing out loud for humans spelunking through their deepest hearts.
Yeah.
Look, I'm a work in progress this day, and it is.
And also every day, and that's okay.
Yes. I don't know, some days I got all the self-trust, and I'm on top of the world, and I'm just doing the do, and then today I just am trying. Fuck.
No.
I hate it. I hate that.
No. Why say that?
Well, because that's what I'm doing, which means that I'm keeping myself stuck.
But are you trying, or are you giving yourself grace today because you're having less energy and you're letting yourself feel your feelings?
No, I'm trying. I do the thing where I can see the truth, and okay. I am...
So how do you get yourself out of trying?
By doing. And how do I get myself into doing? By deciding. And how do I get to deciding why, for me specifically, I know it's deciding what I'm done with. What am I done with?
Trying.
Other people's shit that doesn't belong to me. Yeah, I am done trying to micromanage what I cannot control anyway. That feels really good. And just like that, the density is gone.
Yeah, I can see it in your face.
Can you?
Yeah.
That's so funny. I mean, that makes sense. It's not really funny. That's real things that they teach coaches to watch for on clients. Yeah. Like, I'm glad you can see it on my face because I can feel it.
Yeah, I can feel it in the room.
Can you?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Well, because I could feel the oppression in the room.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
It was like I was sitting in the middle of a stack of pancakes.
I mean, that sounds divine. I think I would give that a different metaphor. Because that sounds fantastic.
To be squished in the middle of the stack? To just be like spread eagle, like swamped? No, that sounds terrible to me. I also am low-key claustrophobic, so there's that.
Yeah, then that would do it. I like to be squished. Anyways.
I want that on a t-shirt. I like to be squished. Ashley Gleason.
Yeah.
2024.
Yep, let's make that into a t-shirt.
My God. You do you. You do you. I do not like to be squished.
That's valid.
I like wide open spaces.
I also like wide open spaces. Duality.
I mean, I like to be cozy under a blankie that I can whip off immediately and be free.
Do you like weighted blankets?
No. Oh. Well, okay. I tried a weighted blanket. It's okay. And also it made my knees hurt. So
okay.
It has to be an above the knee weighted blanket situation for me.
Have you tried one of those like super stretchy little like cocoon blankets?
Okay. Is this like an adult swaddle, and where can I get one?
Yes, it's like an adult swaddle. I don't know where you can get one. I had some from Max when he was little, and when he was not little, but like first grade or whatever, and they just like Velcroed up, and he could like stand and move and stuff in them, and they were just stretchy, and they were like little rectangles.
Oh.
And they were stretchy, and he could just like press against them, and they would stretch.
Like he's the magic carpet from Aladdin, like just
yeah. But he could like
his best square life.
Yeah, but he could like push you against.
Tassels?
No, it should have. It should have. I could have put them on there. It was green, and so we called him his green bean. So he would be like, "Can I wear the green bean?" And it was always a yes, because. But every once in a while, he would just like put it on and just like bounce around.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
I've thought about looking into the adult swaddle situation because I do feel like I'd like it until I panic and then can't find my way out of it. Because I tried it with one of Carrie's t-shirts once, and I just pulled my arms through the armholes.
Yeah.
And it was glorious for about 45 seconds until I panicked.
Okay. So maybe you need some like slow, like
I need one
introductions.
with an immediate like slit where I can like have my arms here, but then can immediately be free.
Oh yeah, that's totally a thing.
That's a thing?
Well, so in thinking about swaddles that they make for babies, they have some that have like where the feet go in, and it's like a little pouch for like the legs, and then like they look like wings that have like Velcro that can come in around your.
What do you mean free up storage space? Like I have not been deleting videos left and right.
But they come in around your front, and they Velcro across your front, so you can do them nice and tight around your arms.
Okay.
But so you can have that pressure, but then if you want to get free of it, you can just then slide your arms down and out of it.
All right, I'm into that. Sorry, I gotta go look at it up close.
Oh, that's totally fine.
Listening, watching. I just gotta.
The other thing I was going to say was like, as a teenager, I had a lot of like jersey knit sheets that are like really soft t-shirt fabric sheets, and they were very like stretchy because they were like t-shirts, you know.
Yeah.
I bet those would work also.
I bet they really truly might, to be honest with you. I just for sure need an escape strategy.
Yeah.
That's all.
So I think if you did it that way with the straps that go across, like if you did it like vampire style, you know, like with your arms across your chest.
I would love vampire style.
Yeah. And then like wrapped it around the front of your arms, and then if you needed to get out quickly, you could just pull your arms down and out.
Yes. I'm into it. Yeah.
I feel like as a sensory seeking person, like it's easy for me to come up with these solutions, because I'm like, oh yeah, how? I will figure it out.
I love that for you. That sounds marvelous. You're doing it, Big Bird.
Hey, thanks.
You got the big brain.
Excuse my stomach if anybody heard that.
I definitely did.
It's digesting my bar from this morning.
No, it's hungry for more food.
It's probably also that. Both things.
Oh my god, why am I so blown out right now?
I don't know. We got really bright.
Skirt is white AF.
What happened?
Shit.
What happened? Did it get really bright outside?
Oh, I clicked. No, I clicked.
Oh, hi.
I accidentally clicked a thing. That's
Can
what
you
happened.
move that though?
Yeah, because it's freaking me out.
Yeah. Thank you.
Click my face.
Great.
Is that okay?
Yeah,
All right,
that's
great.
beautiful.
Wow, that exposure changed in a hurry.
Yeah.
Man.
So for those of you watching, sorry about that.
Yeah, I didn't realize that for a hot second, you guys.
Those of you listening,
Those of you listening.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you. We really try with this whole video audio situation. Let us know if there are areas of improvement, because
we're
doing our best.
Doing it, Big Birds.
I'm giving people free feet today. No, only fans required. What? There be foot only fans, I think I've heard.
Probably. I'm covering mine up now.
pulled up an explicit video the other day when we were hanging out just to, like, show an example of, I don't even know what, just so that we're clear. We just were chilling out, and all of a sudden there was...
Nudity.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
I mean, I was trying to think of an alternative word to the word that it is.
Yeah.
When you film explicit content and post it on the internet, but I know YouTube doesn't like that word, so.
Yeah.
Corn?
I think corn. Yeah, corn? I think corn is what they say.
Yeah. All of a sudden there was corn. And there was just this woman fully taking herself to, well, I don't know if it was spiritual, but she was taking herself to Pleasure Town.
Mm-hmm.
And she just, the whole time she was, like, doing things to herself was just like, yeah, and you can find more on my OnlyFans. Da-da-da-da-da about my OnlyFans. My OnlyFans is $5. And I'm like, is this just a corn commercial for your OnlyFans? Is that what this is right now? Because I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why did your friend show you that corn commercial?
I don't remember. The context was hazy at the time, let alone now.
Oh, okay. Great.
I don't...
All right. Interesting.
I mean, it's so fine. Like, people love corn, and that is okay for them.
Yeah.
And that's great.
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting that this woman, like, just was producing corn commercials for her OnlyFans. I just thought that was so interesting. I mean, any entrepreneur knows that a good funnel works.
That's right.
So if that's her funnel...
I mean, you market however works for you.
Yes. If you're not an entrepreneur, the word funnel refers to leading a customer through, like, your purchase stages. So, like, you might give them something for free so that they know how cool your business is.
That's exactly what that was.
They buy something low price, and then they might move on to something that's higher priced. So they call it a funnel because you're, like, helping people know whether or not they're a match for you, like, by stages.
Mm-hmm. That was the free product.
That was the free product. That was her sample cookie. At the bakery, that's what that was.
Her sample cookie.
Sample corn. Sample corn. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I'm trying to think how we could implement something for something, but I don't think any of this applies.
You do know that we have a podcast, right? As
yes.
free content that advertises our Interplay portal, which...
And Soul Bazaar.
And Soul Bazaar, right?
Oh, we should write a commercial for that, by the way.
That sounds great. Love that for us.
Okay.
Take note of that, future Ashley.
Yeah. I'm just going to text it to you right now because I have my phone.
Okay, radiant humans. If you're ready to cave dive into your own healing and expansion with your own self-curiosity as your guide, you're officially ready to step inside the Interplay portal. Your soul welcomes cozy online library of healing practices, techniques, rituals, and recordings that are designed to explicitly activate and support your own self-healing.
Pop on over to yoursoulwelcome.com to reserve your membership pass right away or read more about the Interplay portal.
Hooray! For pickle's sake. 99.999% of the time, when I delete a video, my computer says, this file is too big. It'll be permanently deleted. Is that chill? And I say yes, and then it's gone forever. And the last 2 times I deleted things, it put them in the recycle bin. I'm like, what are you doing, computer?
Confusing you.
Inviting me into deeper relationship with my patients.
That was amazing. I fully was expecting like a guttural, like, ah! But instead, it was like a release of breath and a smile. And I was like, if you want to, like, at some point roll back and look at the shock on my face.
Well, I will when I edit this, because it'll be in 2 parts now.
Yeah, fuck.
Because that just...
But I will. My eyes probably went like this.
Well, because it's all just decisions. My husband has taught me.
Yeah, choices.
Even emotions are choices.
Yep.
Like, even every time you feel like you're on the precipice of feeling the emotion, it's technically 2 roads diverging in the woods. Because there's always this moment where the feeling builds before you feel it. Does that make sense?
You feel it in your body first.
Yeah, you feel it in your body first. Mm-hmm. And you can choose to continue feeling that feeling, like choose to let it... How do I put words to this? Because when I think about it in the way that I understood it before, it sounds like bypassing, right? Like shoving it down so that you don't feel it.
Okay.
But that is not my current understanding. They always say that you know something so well when you're able to teach it. And I don't know if it's something that I have the words to be able to teach it yet, because it's not something I've been practicing for very long.
All right.
Probably only like 3 weeks to a month. This whole I get to choose my emotions thing.
Okay.
That my husband has been doing this whole decade we've been together.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm not sure. I definitely don't understand that.
That's so fair.
Yeah.
I just am able to do it, and one day I will be able to put words to
that
it.
That sounds great.
Explain it.
Beautiful.
To you guys. But it's this concept that, like, it's before the feeling even fully enters your body. It's like, what's a good metaphor? It's like when, it's like, you know how when you light a firecracker, it's got a fuse?
Mm-hmm.
It's like you choose to cut the emotion off at the fuse before it even becomes like a full-ass firecracker. So it's not bypassing the emotion. You're not taking the explosion and shoving it down.
Right.
It is choosing to not let that firecracker go off at all. Or it's like the match lights and you're choosing to not touch it to the fuse. Maybe that's a better metaphor.
But you're still allowing yourself to have the emotion.
I'm still allowing myself to acknowledge the invitation of the emotion. Every emotion has an invitation first. And you can RSVP yes or no.
Right. Like, you have the emotion, whether you react or respond to the emotion.
It's before that even. Again, I don't have the words to fully explain it. Feel free to pour Clark a scotch and pick his brain about it, because he can explain it. I cannot.
Okay. All right.
But I've been using it, and it's been kind of nice, actually.
Okay. Interesting.
Because sometimes, like, if another millisecond had been added to that situation, I would have gone, get into the ether.
Yeah.
And let myself fully experience the emotion and, like, just let it pass through like normal.
Yeah.
But there's, like, a split second where you can choose that you're not available for that emotion at all. That isn't bypassing.
It's not bypassing? It's not shoving? It's not...
No.
Oh.
It's choosing instead.
Okay. Interesting.
Because it feels differently in the body, because I know when I shove a feeling down, I can literally feel it.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely.
So that feeling isn't present.
You still feel peaceful?
Yeah. It's like the emotion... For example, this particular emotion was coming in here. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I was like, no, thank you.
Okay.
So it's letting it
dissipate.
Yeah, it's a returning it to the ether rather than shoving it into your body.
Okay.
So the energy was there. Energy can never be created anew or destroyed, right?
Right.
So I didn't shove it down. I said, please no thank you to this emotion this day.
Yeah.
I don't always have that superpower of being able at every moment. But for a low-key tech thing, so many technology things have been going awry for us lately. And I acknowledge that we just got out of Mercury retrograde.
Yes,
and so
thank goodness.
We perhaps were energetically primed for tech issues. But it's been really inviting me to practice my patience.
Yeah.
Really inviting me to practice my patience in a way that I have not allowed myself to before, because typically I would get angry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's when you don't allow something to trigger you. Like when you have fully healed that thing and it no longer triggers that emotion.
Yeah.
It's similar to that, but a decision because you know that you are actively healing it, and so you are choosing to not engage with it.
Okay.
I hope that makes sense. We'll circle back to this topic, you guys, when I can explain it better, because I've been practicing it for longer.
Yeah, that sounds great. I'm interested in hearing more.
Yeah. Circling back around to self-trust, because I don't know that we've talked a lot about that yet in this episode. We've talked a little bit about it.
Yeah.
Self-trust is also a way in which you can invite yourself to RSVP yes or no. And you can do it in a variety of small ways.
Right.
Because the way in which we degrade our self-trust happens in small ways also.
Yes.
And you can choose to do amazing things like hypnosis and energy alignments for self-trust, and that can help you in like a big tsunami wave of healing. But like every single little wave is also how you build self-trust.
Right.
That is the consistency on the day-to-day that will really bring you into a place of allowing self-trust to be your natural state. Because it's in that same way that you disallowed it from being your natural state.
Right.
And when I say small decisions, I mean things like, I'm going to reheat my coffee. And do you or don't you?
You do.
Right? Like, if you are truly inhabiting a practice of bringing more self-trust into your life, that's a huge way that you can begin to help your unconscious mind know that, oh, she's serious. We're doing the things we say we're going to do now.
Right.
And I invite you guys to do this in small ways about things that you already know you're going to do. Because you can be standing in front of your microwave and say, I'm going to reheat my coffee now. And then stick it in the microwave and do it. And that builds self-trust for your unconscious mind.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be some grandiose thing like the quintessential, I'm going to go to the gym later, and then you don't.
Right.
Because that's the way in which you undermine your own self-trust. So I invite you to stop telling yourself things that you don't actually have the intention of doing.
So almost like narrating the things that you are actively doing.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for phrasing it that way.
Okay.
Because that's a brilliant way of looking at it.
Okay.
Like, after the podcast is done, I am going to fold that blanket.
Yes.
Well, fuck, now I have to fold the blanket. I mean, I was going to anyway, but, like, I am also really careful about the things that I do say that I'm going to do later.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to fuck with my self-trust anymore. I'm not going to.
Yeah. Yes.
So perhaps one of the easiest ways to invite yourself into deeper self-trust is to get really serious about what you actually are going to do.
Right.
And invite yourself to give yourself grace during that time.
Okay.
Because it can be tempting to then feel bad about all these things that you're recognizing you're not going to say anymore. All of these promises that you've been trying to help yourself feel better by thinking that you might do.
Yeah.
It can be tempting to be like in a cycle of self-hate with that. Mm-hmm. And so invite yourself into the neutral acknowledgement of truth.
Okay.
It is okay that it is true of me right now. That is only just the neutral truth. Mm-hmm. It is the neutral truth that I don't have the energy to go to the gym later, and so I will not. I also invite you to be a little gentle and forgiving with yourself if you do say something and then you realize you're not going to have time to do it, or you haven't chosen to prioritize it. It's okay to then say to your brain, look, brain, I know we're working on self-trust and we're not going to do this thing. We're going to go a different direction, and I'm sorry that I said that we were going to and we're not. But this is how it's going to be for right now, and we are doing better and better at this.
Okay. Yeah, because I was going to ask, like, what do you do if...
You practice self-forgiveness. And it can look like an explicit conversation in your head with your own brain.
Okay.
Honestly, the more conversations you have in your head with your own brain, the more accelerated your path to self-love and self-trust gets to be.
Okay.
And the deeper your self-relationship gets to be, honestly. I have great conversations in my head. And then what's beautiful, the further down the path you go, your brain starts telling you the things that you've been telling it for weeks and months and perhaps years sometimes. Like the first time my brain told me, it's okay, I love you, I just lost it. I was like, what the fuck do you mean my unconscious mind told me that?
Yeah.
What? Because at the time I was pretty married to being miserable. That particular day, I just was in it, and I wasn't choosing to get out of it. And my brain was like, it's okay, I love you. And I was like, I did it. I taught myself to love myself.
Yes. So there's two lines in a song that I've been listening to a lot lately. The song is called Love Goddess, and it just is like a song that I just am super obsessed with in this phase of my life right now. But there's a line, and it like makes me like well up in tears every time. And I've listened to this song probably 100 times over the last few weeks. But the one part is like where she says something about like she acknowledges that she's so brave, and then like behind it she says like, you're so brave, and then the next line is like, I put myself on the list of people I forgave, and then she's like, it's okay, baby, and I'm like, ah. And I was like, oh my God, that is so hugely powerful. Like I can't like 2 years ago, I like couldn't imagine like forgiving myself, for things. Like it's just, it
gets to be real now.
Yes.
And how fucking sexy is that? Cheers to that.
Yeah.
Karma coffee, cheers.
Karma coffee, cheers. Boom.
Yeah. Also, aren't we so cute with our matching mugs?
Yay.
I also got these at the garage sale this weekend. I did Google them to make sure that they did not have lead.
Yay.
Yay! Anyway, the design is called Folk Art.
Oh, yeah.
By Flatsgraph.
Ooh, fun.
They began producing folk art in 1980, which is how I know it doesn't have lead.
I love that.
It's amazing the weird things that you learn when you are trying to not get lead poisoning.
I love that. I love folk art.
Because you're obsessed with vintage mugs and don't want to die.
I have quite a few, like, folk art painting books that, like, have instructions on how to do like the folk art style.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
This reminds me of a I don't know, I see a dragonfly.
You've been seeing dragonflies.
I have been seeing dragonflies.
You're right. It does look totally like a little dragonfly, doesn't it?
Like flying out of a little flower here. Yeah.
If you can see.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't think they see.
Sorry.
Just trust us.
Google it. Foxcroft folk art. It's a thing. Some of them have birds.
Oh, cool.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
I liked the ones with birds, but I also like these ones too.
Yeah.
So anyway, what's the deal with dragonflies? What's up with that?
I'm not sure. I'll have to look in my... Take a look. It's in a book.
On a reading rainbow.
LeVar Burton would not sue us.
Dragonfly in the sky. You can fly twice as high.
I love it. I love that.
Yeah, LeVar's not gonna.
No.
LeVar's got our back.
Yeah, he does. LeVar's got our back.
Probably.
For sure.
That seems like
I've got no questions about that.
Oh, I love that.
I really don't. Yeah.
My inner Capricorn is a little leery on fully trusting that, but that's okay. That's okay. It's okay.
LeVar's got our back.
That feels right.
Yep.
So what else can we talk about for self-trust on this beautiful podcast episode that we are filming this day? You got questions? You got answers? You got insights?
No, I like the idea of like trying to narrate the things that you are actively doing. Mm-hmm. I think that is a really good example, because how does like making a like list of things to do, or like a checklist, or things like that you want to do or you want to accomplish, like how does that play into it?
So I would I think that's a great question. Thank you for asking that. I would say instead of calling it a to-do list of things that I am going to do that you may or may not get to, and that gets to be okay.
Right.
Perhaps call it a desire list.
Okay.
Because it is neither promises made nor broken.
Okay.
There is so much more neutrality in calling things a desire as opposed to a to-do.
Okay.
And it can be so helpful, instead of just mentally reframing that, actually writing desire list at the top.
Okay.
So that your brain writes it with your body and sees it with your eyeballs and then can categorize it as such.
Okay.
That would be my answer to that.
Okay.
And then maybe if you desire to promise yourself big things, maybe call it a future promises list, and then don't put timelines on it.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's not that you can't have big goals. It's just, don't say you're going to do something today. Don't put an arbitrary timeline on something that doesn't need it.
Right. Okay.
If your promise to yourself genuinely doesn't need the timeline, don't put it on there.
Okay.
I have been loving living a life without timelines.
Yes.
And, well, you know, because I was really into that when we met.
Yes.
Because it was a way in which I was building my self-trust. Like, it did not feel good to me to put arbitrary timelines on things.
Yes.
And then not feel like doing them later.
I bet if you listen cozily enough, you can hear the delectable sound of milk steaming in the background, while an open-hearted barista makes you the most exquisite cup of coffee this side of the Milky Way.
Karma Coffee is queen at inducing the most delectable vibes of coziness, warmth, and open-hearted joy. Frolic on over to Karma Coffee and get you an amazing Garden Goddess spicy chai off their secret menu. They'll know that I told you because I order it all the time.
Or order one of their one-of-a-kind waffle flights of their heavenly waffles.
They also have an amazing croissant breakfast, Sammy, that I wasn't planning on adding to this ad, but it's so good that I couldn't leave it out, but now we're out of time. So go get some amazing Karma coffee. Love you. Bye. Like, as a manifester with initiation energy, that makes so much sense for me specifically.
Yes.
And perhaps any of you working to build your self-trust. It doesn't make sense to put arbitrary timelines on things in general, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, unless you're a highly motivated person who you already have self-trust built up and you know that you're going to do it because your star chart aligns with that, right?
Right. Yeah.
And it's okay if it doesn't.
Yes.
It is okay if that is not you.
Mm-hmm.
Because now that I am living in a world we've created for ourselves with actual deadlines,
mm-hmm.
it feels so much more spacious for me to have had that background in categorizing things as arbitrary
mm-hmm.
and must do.
Yes.
That line is so much clearer for me. That boundary is so much
mm-hmm.
like spacious and peaceful for me.
That makes sense.
So you could even title your former to-do list as arbitrary list.
Yeah.
Or nebulous things I desire without a timeline. Like, whatever you decide to title it that thing.
Yes.
That releases you from having to do it by a certain time.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, just give yourself permission to live your best life, you guys.
Yeah. Just call it like a dilly-dally list.
I love that.
Yeah.
A dilly-dally. I love that that's the title of your list. Of course that's the title of your list.
The things will probably get done in some order.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As they feel right.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And that's A-OK.
Yes. It so is. So yeah. So those are my hot tips for self-trust when you are DIYing it through repetition.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
Narrate your life so that you are consistently keeping promises to yourself. I am going to walk through the door and then walk through the door.
Mm-hmm.
Like it.
Yeah.
And give yourself permission to know that learning this is a process, and you might only remember to remind yourself to do that like once a day, and that gets to be okay. Mm-hmm. It does, truly. I would have whole ass days where at the end of the day I would be like, fuck, I didn't do it at all today.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And please recognize, those of you watching and listening, like, I was working on this 4 ass years ago. Like, you are hearing me speak of this from a place of mastery because I've been practicing it for 4 years. And also, you just heard earlier on the podcast me fully not able to explain something because I hadn't been practicing it long enough. So it's okay to be in phases.
Yeah.
It truly is. We get these ideas in our heads as a society that, like, we don't get to be in phases. We should either be good at it or we're bad at it. And, like, life isn't a fucking good, bad binary.
No.
Life is not a good, bad binary.
No.
It just fucking isn't.
No.
It is all just phases and spectrums.
Yeah.
Life is phases and spectrums.
And seasons and
choices.
Yeah.
Phases, spectrums, seasons, and choices.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like
raindrops. Oh yeah, I was thinking.
That.
Yeah.
To me, it sounded like an incantation, which can absolutely sound like a song.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I totally think it was.
Lions and tigers and bears.
Oh my.
Seasons and phases and choices. Oh my.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't remember the original cadence with which I spoke it, but
it reminded me of raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens.
I mean, I like that for us. That feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, narrate your thoughts. Decide what actually needs a timeline and what does not. Label things that don't need a timeline as desires or dilly-dallies or what have yous. And then...
forgive yourself.
Forgive yourself. Thank you. I was like, I know there was another thing. Practice self-forgiveness. If you want a, like, legit tactic for self-forgiveness, you could engage in the practice of ho'oponopono. Do you want to talk about it? Your whole face lit up.
I love that one. I think it's a Hawaiian, like, prayer, kind of.
Yeah, I've heard of it as a Hawaiian meditation.
Yeah.
It might be a prayer.
It is basically saying to yourself, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you. And I think that it is traditionally repeated 108 times.
There are definitely tracks on Spotify that you can find to help lead you through it.
My very favorite one that I listen to on repeat sometimes when I'm real deep in my feels or when I'm having a lot of trouble with my own shame, I will listen to Ho'opono. I don't know. Ho'opono. Yes. By Modern Headspace on Spotify. And it's just really chill and zen, and they do repeat it 108 times, and it's fantastic.
I love that. I will say that my version is slightly different in that instead of saying, please forgive me, I say, I forgive me.
Okay, I love that.
Because in my head, I am not going to beg myself for forgiveness. I am only just going to forgive myself.
Yeah.
At this present point.
Yeah.
I also pair Ho'oponopono with mirror work, and I don't do it 108 times. And it still is very beneficial.
Yeah.
Anytime you can pair mirror work with another practice that you are doing, I am all for it, because that only helps that, like, what did we call it? The triple double down?
Yeah.
I forget which episode we were talking about.
I don't know either.
In a past episode, we deep dove a little into mirror work.
Yeah, the triple double
Is it
down.
maybe... It's either self-love or body image, I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sorry, dudes.
One of those, probably.
Or maybe you just remember because you've been...
chugging along with us.
Yeah, marathoning through all of our episodes or chugging along with us.
Yeah.
Either way, thank you.
Yes.
And if you haven't done that yet, you're so welcome to do so.
Yeah.
Should you care to, because we so enjoy hanging out with you. Past Kayla and Ashley would be fucking delighted to hang out with you on an episode.
For sure.
Like, just...
Please just punch.
Yes. Yes. That one. So if you guys have more questions on self-trust, please feel free to pop them in the comments below, because we could totally do a follow-up episode. I think at some point we'll be inviting ourselves into follow-up episodes on many of the topics that we've done before, because there always get to be new layers of understanding.
Yes.
In some of them. So...
Speaking of which, I think next week's episode is going to be the follow-up to the hypnosis episode that got
part 2 on hypnosis.
Cut off because our sound got all wonky.
One of the other tech snafus that have been teaching me patience.
During Mercury retrograde.
Yep.
Anyways, so if you do have any more questions on hypnosis or anything like that, we are going to be talking more about the misconceptions and answering some questions about that next week.
Yes.
So post your questions or email them to us.
And then if you are interested, whether you live locally or afar, in any of the hypnosis and energy alignment sessions that we've been having going on here, you can find those replays on the Interplay portal, and the session that we did last week on hypnosis and energy alignment for self-love. I am going to be posting that publicly on this YouTube channel. So if you're listening to this on a podcast platform, please feel so free to head over to our YouTube channel. Will I post it on Podcasters? I don't know. Only if I can record the disclaimer verbally in time.
Yeah.
Head to YouTube, you guys. So sorry. My time is a little crunchy, and I probably am not going to do that.
Yeah.
So
probably go to
head
YouTube.
to YouTube, and you can experience that hypnosis and energy alignment for self-love, because
I was there. It was amazing.
Hey, thanks, boo-boo.
You're so welcome.
And self-love for me is always just something that cannot be gate-kept.
No.
Like, it just...
Yes.
It's too important. That's why if you don't know yet, I also have a channel on YouTube called Brave Heart Open Mind, and there's a bunch of self-love content on there for free, because self-love is important.
So important.
Self-love is how you get to change your life and feel that you're worthy of the things that you are worthy of, and to realize the truths that you get to experience, the jewels and riches and goodness that life has to offer. That comes from walking the path of self-love. So if you're interested in that hypnosis session, it'll be posted on the channel. Perhaps by the time this comes out, I'm not quite sure. I might post them together even on Friday and let the good times roll.
Yeah, sounds good.
So that's that on that. And feel free to pop over to Brave Heart Open Mind on YouTube to watch more self-love content if that feels good for you. Or I am putting my high octane self-love course called Homecoming Self-Love for Who You Are inside the Inner Play portal. So module 1 is already uploaded. And so then the following modules will just get ported over as I have time.
I love it. That's so exciting.
I think so. Okay, radiant humans, if you're ready to cave dive into your own healing and expansion with your own self-curiosity as your guide, you're officially ready to step inside the Inner Play portal. Your soul welcomes cozy online library of healing practices, techniques, rituals, and recordings that are designed to explicitly activate and support your own self-healing.
Pop on over to yoursoulwelcome.com to reserve your membership pass right away, or read more about the Inner Play portal.
Hooray! I love how excited you are.
I'm pumped. I just love it.
Well, I just love you.
I
and
love
all
you.
of you.
And you.
So much love. Yeah. Oh, look at us all symmetrical. Yeah. Those of you listening, you don't get to see us looking all symmetrical. But we do. We do. With our arms wide open.
Yeah.
Is that a Creed song? With arms wide
yes,
open?
It is.
Oh, your girl was a big ol' emo kid in high school.
I don't think Creed was emo.
Creed was a little emo.
Creed was not emo, but I think it's real cute that you think Creed was emo.
Oh, I mean, I listen to more emo.
Okay.
Far more. But I feel like they're on the spectrum.
Okay, that's
emo.
That's valid. I feel like you could buy a Creed album at the Family Christian Bookstore.
That's fair. Look, even Christians get emo.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
So they're Christian emo.
They're Christian emo. I love that. I love that for Creed.
Yeah. Okay, well, anyway, we love you guys so fucking much.
So much.
Thanks for hanging out with us. And if you need us, call us. No matter where you are, no matter
how far.
By which I mean, feel free to comment below.
Yeah.
Or shoot us an email. My email now officially is Kayla@yoursoulwelcome.com. Ashley's is Ashley @yoursoulwelcome.com.
Yeah.
Our Gmail does still work if you still have that. But we've got like official, cool Your Soul Welcome email addresses now. Like real fucking business owners. Yeah. What? Yo.
Love that for us.
I love that for us too. Okay.
Love you, bye.